Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Upendo Barasa. I'm from Kenya and I live and work in Japan as an English teacher. Beginning of this year, I made a similar video, cost of living in Japan, but my life has changed a bit. I moved to a new apartment. Definitely bills are higher and I decided to do an updated cost of living in Japan. So without much further ado, let's get started. The first deduction obviously is my rent. Previously I paid 49,750 yen, but now I pay 57,568. Just to round it off, that's around 58,000 yen. I will put the conversions on the screen. I mean, it's not that much of a jump, maybe 8 to 9,000 yen, but those little additions do add up at the end of the day. So my rent went up. Currently I live in a 3DK, which is, in the Western context, it's a 2-bedroom apartment, but in Japan it's like 3 bedrooms, dining area, kitchen, and then bathroom, toilet, etc. The next thing is groceries. Yes, I spend between 15,000 yen to 20,000 yen. That hasn't changed much, but on months where I'm at home, like during summer, I moved during summer, meaning my expenditure went up because I'm at home. I always experimenting with things. I started baking a lot. In my previous apartment, I wasn't baking, so during summer, my grocery expenses went up just because of that, and I'm anticipating it to go slightly higher, maybe up to 25 or to 30,000 yen during winter because it's cold. I'm making more tea, I'm baking a lot more, and pastries and all these things, so I'm assuming it would go a lot higher. But if you're like me, who meal preps, cooks once a week, and I eat homemade food a lot, expect to spend a similar amount. But if you eat out, maybe do 30 to 40k a month if you eat out a lot. Transportation, well, most of my money when it comes to transportation is spent going to work, to and from work, and most of it is reimbursed by my company. Actually, it's a government rule in Japan for all companies to pay for their employees' transportation. And on that, I spent between 20,000 to 25,000 yen. However, I have factored in the fact that twice a month I might go out, maybe to Tokyo or somewhere else, Yokohama, Chiba City, whatever it is. I live 40 minutes away from Tokyo. And when I decide to go to Tokyo and I'm going to be in different districts like Shibuya, Ginza, Nakameguro, I could spend anywhere between 2,000 yen to 3,000 yen just moving around the city. So if I want to include that in my monthly bill, would be maybe 25,000 yen on the higher side. But usually I spend between 18,000 to 20, but let's just skip it at 20 to 25, which is more realistic. The next thing is utilities. For context, in my previous apartment, Wi-Fi was included in my rent. I didn't pay for water as well. It was inclusive of my rent. But now I pay for electricity, Wi-Fi, gas, and water. For my electricity and Wi-Fi, I contracted with one company, which makes it slightly cheaper, but I don't think so, but I'm assuming it's slightly cheaper. And electricity obviously is dependent on usage. Since I moved in summer, I'm assuming that, when we get towards spring, my bill is going to go lower. But for both electricity and Wi-Fi, I pay between 10 to 12,000, at least for the last 3 months that I've been here. It could be higher because it was summer, but then again, we are heading towards winter, so I still will be using my AC a lot more. So I expect it to stay there, but probably in spring it should go down, I'm assuming. I think it's a lot cheaper, but Wi-Fi is constant, so I pay 4,950, and then the remaining amount is for electricity. For gas, I pay between 2,000 to 2,500 yen. This is not a huge jump from my previous apartment, although I think that in my old place, it would be much lower than this. Sometimes I would pay 1,500, 1,800. It rarely got to 2,000 unless it was like winter when I'm using hot water a lot. But it's still okay, 2,000 to 2,500. It could go up to 3K. But I take a shower every day, hot water, under 5 minutes, and I cook once a week. So I guess this is just on the lower side. But if you cook every day, probably it should be higher. Water, I pay 2,500 at least for the last 2 months that I've been here. However, in Japan, people do pay for water every other month, but that hasn't been the case for me. So I don't know why. I do receive a water bill every month. Yeah, I've received a water bill every month. So I'm a bit confused why I pay every month and other people pay every other month. And it's supposed to be cheap, but I'm wondering, if I'm paying 2,000 or 2,500 every month, then it's not cheap, because other people who pay for water every other month, this is the amount that they pay. So I don't know what's going on, but I'll try and get to the bottom of it. Anyway, miscellaneous tissue paper, like day-to-day things like dishwashing liquid and detergent and all those things. Obviously, they don't run out at the same time. However, I pay between 3,000 to 5,000 yen. Mind you, for things like skincare, hair products, I tend to ship them from Amazon Japan, Amazon US, and I buy them in bulk, so I spend a lot of money at once, maybe 30,000 yen, because shipping to Japan is very expensive. So I just do that at once, and they last me a year or two. I've been in Japan for this is my second year, so they last me. I haven't bought again. I've bought from Amazon US once, and the other time I was buying gifts for somebody. So personally, since that shipment, the first shipment, I still have most of those items. But if you're not black, obviously, if you don't need specific hair products, and by the way, some Japanese products work for my hair, expect to spend less on such things. But if you need specific products, specific skincare products that can't be found in Japan, you'll have to ship them from US. Therefore, a lot more expensive. Lastly, entertainment. I don't know how to frame this one. Sorry, that's the bell. I hope you guys can still hear me. There's the bell that rings every day at 4:30. It rings everywhere in Japan. Anyway, entertainment. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't club, I don't party. So I don't know how much people spend on the way of entertainment, but for me, I eat out at a fancy restaurant or cafe like twice a month, and then I spend a lot of my money on shopping and content, to be specific. So I could spend anywhere between 10,000 to 20,000 Japanese yen, depending on what I'm doing that month. But mostly, if I don't do any shopping during that month, which is I would spend maybe between 5,000 yen to 8,000 yen on just restaurants. Sometimes I don't go all the way to Tokyo. I just go to restaurants in my city, which are a lot cheaper, meaning I can spend 5,000 for 2 outings, which is fair if you ask me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, subscribe, and see you again next time. Same place, same time. Bye.